as long as I can remember, it has been my ambition to become an Olympian.
Eddie, you are not an athlete!
Well, I can imagine you met with Eddie prior to shooting this. What was that like?
I've met him a few times now, actually, because I met him beforehand. We spent a few hours together, and then he came out and joined us on set. And then we watched the movie together for the first time as well. So I've kind of spent quite a bit of time with him now, and he's a lovely man. But it was great, kind of invaluable. I've never been in that position before where I'm playing, you know, somebody real or a version of somebody real.
What do you think it was about Eddie that made Bronson want to get back into it and help him out?
He's very reluctant to coach him or get involved in any way. He's not sort of sold by any kind of sob story or anything, but he recognises in him a kind of grit and determination and never say die attitude that maybe he wished he had when he was young. In a way, it's also a story of two outsiders who are struggling, who kind of bring out the best in each other.
Can we talk about the ski jumping a bit? I'm assuming that you most likely did not go down those ski jumps.
You assume correctly.
You know, I was sort of a little cavalier. I was like, oh, could we do it maybe even with a wire or something? And they were like, oh, no, we can't do it. The moment I sat up there, I was like, there's not a hope in hell of me getting down this thing. I mean, there is a reason that they all do it from when they're 3 or 4. Starting very small and build up. It seems all very natural to them and they love it, but the guys who all do it are very rock and roll.
The time to start jumping is when you're 5 or 6.
What do you think will surprise audiences the most about Eddie the Eagle?
I think it might actually almost bring a tear to the eye for a lot of people.
I hope so, yeah.
Because it is funny and it is a true story, but there's way more to that story than I knew. It's a really heartening sort of story, a guy who kind of risks it all and sort of surprises the world, and it's kind of chokes you up a little bit.
And I think as well the jumps are really, you know, I think it could, because it's a story about a guy from Cheltenham, England, it could feel quite, you could presume that it would feel quite pedestrian, but actually I think those jumps are kind of real cinematic gold, actually. So I think there might be scale to it that people won't anticipate.
Did you use the phrase cinematic gold? Just wanting to know.
About a movie in which I play a title character. Thanks
There's some true cinematic gold in this film I star in.
Thanks, Hugh, for that one.
No worries.
I meant ski jumping, which I had very little to do with.
I think above the title, cinematic gold, Taron Egerton. I think
This is your acceptance speech right here.
Oh no, you made it a thing now. I totally could have gotten away with that.
As a coach, I think you're crazy. But as your friend,